So last year, around September, I did a video series where I kind of reviewed my past positive things. For those who don't know, in 2020, when COVID happened, I started a Positive Thinks channel on Instagram, where I basically went over some ways to stay positive in an otherwise quite challenging time. And when I finished the last video, I promised that I would come back and do part 2. And so this is kind of part 2. So I haven't gone through my positive things. I basically am gonna do this off the cuff, basically just tell you how I feel about what my younger self wrote, basically like 5 or 6 years later. So here we go. The first one that we're gonna do today, picking up right where we left off, is your words have power, but you have power over your words. This one I 100% still agree with. Every single person knows how to, like basically it's saying you can have an opinion on something, you can voice it, you can go and explore an idea, but just remember that everything you say does have a consequence, and you do have power over that. You have the power not to say something or to say something. So just mean what you say and say what you mean is effectively what this one is. This was one of my favorites, and it was one of the ones that I got printed on a shirt for the first time, and that was pretty cool. And I do still have shirts of this available. So please, if you like this, if you like what this is about, then check out the merch, which I will leave above. Continuing along, write up a list of all you like. This one will be quite fun because let's see which ones I still like. Number 1, singing. I still like to sing. 100% I still like to sing. Act. I do like to act. I don't act as much anymore. I think with singing, I feel like I get to be me, but just highlight and exaggerate certain elements. But with acting, you really have to be someone else. That's kind of the whole point of acting. And I think growing up, I spent a lot of years trying to be someone else that I wasn't, and now I really enjoy who I am, so I don't really like to act anymore, which is why I've taken a step away from the community acting shows that I was doing and just kind of focusing on me a bit now. But it is something that I could see myself wanting to do in the future again. 3, perform. I still love performing. I recently just did the Chill Out Festival in Daylesford in Victoria, which was super fun, and I'm really looking forward to the next festival or show that I do, which I'm always planning ideas. 4, create. I am in such a creative mood at the moment. I have a lot of exciting things coming up. Just gotta get some money to be able to do them. 5, write. I'm still writing songs. I am working on like probably 20 songs as we speak at the moment. Again, a lot of it just comes down to money. I want to make it a really good product, and money goes such a long way to do that. Draw. I do still like drawing, but I don't really have time to sit there and draw anymore, which is partly why my positive things have taken a step back. But whenever I get on the phone with my 2 younger sisters, we always draw together, and that's always fun and nostalgic for me. 7, teach. I do still like teaching, and what I mean by this is, I guess when I wrote this, I was working at Subway, and I guess I like to teach people how to do things there because I think I was doing it quite well. And in my role as a support worker, I do still teach, and I still love the feeling of being able to give knowledge. I now do that more by Instagram Reels. I'll do like how-to videos on how to put an interview together that's stellar, or teaching people about positive thinking, which is what this is. So it's still very important to me. 8, workout. I still work out. Monday, Tuesday, I always do a workout at 6 o'clock in the morning, and Fridays I go for runs, and then I do sprinkles of workouts throughout. It's just a great way to stay in shape.
I don't mind, a little drizzle never hurt anybody. I like riding the 10-speed because it's fun, gives me energy, and it's a great way to stay in shape.
No, it's a good way to feel good about yourself. That's why I do it. Number 9, bike riding. I love bike riding. I just don't do it very much. Whoops. 10, jog, run. Yeah, I still do that. I love the feeling of the runner's high, but I have worked out that running for me doesn't really help me build muscle, which is what I'm kind of trying to do. So I kind of limit my runs to once a week. but I'm training for a marathon at the moment. 11, walk. I don't go for walks as much as I used to. And I think these days I do prefer running. So walking, going for walks, not as important to me as it used to be. 12, listen to music. I listen to a lot of music. I always love hearing new music, particularly since hosting my radio show on SYN. I have found so many Australian artists and it's just been so good to explore a new kind of world. Watch movies. I don't watch movies as much as I used to. It's very hard for me to sit there and watch a movie. My brain's too busy and I've always got things I want to do. So movies, I enjoy them when there's one that captivates me, but I don't like to watch them just because now. That being said, I do fall asleep to Family Guy because it's a good way to just tune off at the end of the day.
And it's a great way to stay in shape.
You know, I do a lot of thinking in the day and I just want to watch something dumb and funny, and Family Guy hits that. Reviews. Yes, I love reviewing movies and shows. I recently did a Hannah Montana review of the 20th anniversary special, so please go and check that out. I'll leave a link to it above. Drive. I love driving. I think I drive too much, so these days I do like when I get to get on a train or when someone else drives, but it's still fun knowing that I have a license and I can use it. 16, tennis, 100%, love tennis still. I just don't play it much because I don't have a tennis partner. And tennis, you kind of need someone. 17, clean. I love cleaning. I really enjoy cleaning. I just don't have the time to do it as thoroughly as I used to, but I still live in a clean house. I still make sure that my house is spotless, at least on the surface. 18, cooking. I hate cooking. I hate cooking. I don't enjoy it. I enjoy the feeling after, when you finish cooking, you get to eat what you made, but I hate cooking. The process of cooking is just, I don't have time for it. 19, learning. I do like learning, but I've learned that I like learning about things that I enjoy, I enjoy. So I don't want to learn about math. That does not excite me at all. But if I'm learning about a new fact about history or a music kind of guitar chord or something, I love doing things like that. And I've also learned how to do a Rubik's Cube, juggle, I've learned how to do a headstand, I'm learning guitar, I learned how to whistle. It never works when I want it to, but I will edit one in. 20, experiment. I don't know what I meant by that, but I do like to experiment. 21, explore. I do like exploring new places, always have. Any antique stores, I'm always wanting to go in there. Any like bookstores or, any like mountains that I see off in the distance, I'm always like, oh, let's do that. 22, juggle. I do like juggling. I still like juggling. I just don't do it much. 23, spend time with friends. I do enjoy this. I have many friends now in Melbourne and I have a lot of friends back in Adelaide that I still enjoy spending time with and calling. 24, spend time with family, 100%. I'm always on the phone to my family. I call my dad once every few weeks. I call my mum at least once a week. I call my brother almost daily. Yeah, we're very close, and my sister-in-law and my new nephew, very exciting. 25, colouring. I do enjoy colouring, but I don't do it much. 26, dress up. I like to dress nice. 27, collect. I do collect things still. I've kind of eased off on it a bit though, because it is expensive. And I like to make sure my money goes towards things that I want to do, like music. So 28, read. I'm currently reading Narnia at the moment. That's been an interesting read. It's taken me a while though, and I don't read as much as I would like to, but again, time. 29, Harry Potter. I will always love Harry Potter. I can separate the art from the artist. I know J.K. Rowling is controversial these days, so I do keep my love of Harry Potter a bit more to myself these days, but hey, it's a formative part of my upbringing and I will always hold some level of love for the story. 30 is Star Wars, and 31 is Marvel, 32 is DC. I like Star Wars. I like the original 6 movies. I'm not a big fan of the Disney stuff, and I have kind of been a bit Star Wars'd out. There's just been too much, and not much of it has been that great. So, but for me, Star Wars is the Clone Wars, the original 6 movies, the Clone Wars, and Rebels. That is Star Wars to me. Everything else is kind of fan fiction. Marvel and DC, I like when they make a good movie, but I'm not as obsessed with them as I used to be. Again, just too much of a good thing, kind of just got too much. 33 piano, I like piano, but these days I much prefer guitar. 34 Evanescence, I still like Evanescence, particularly their Fallen album, go and check it out. 35 Miley Cyrus, she got her flowers with Flowers at the Grammys, and I am so proud of her, and I will always love Miley. She's here, you can see her in the background here. She's one of my favorites and my biggest influences. 36 songs, of course, love music. 37 directing. I am actually going to be doing some fun things with directing coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. And 38, take photos editing. I like doing that. This video, I'll be editing this as well, so fun. That was a lot. Don't forget to wash your hands every day, please. Don't forget to wash your hands, everybody, please. This was definitely a COVID thing. I do think after COVID, I still kind of have this thing where I need to wash my hands all the time. Like whenever I go out and I come home, I'm washing my hands straight away, because I've just seen how many germs can pop up, and COVID kind of really shined a light on that, and I still haven't forgotten that. That being said, I do think we need to have some germs on us because it keeps us strong, you know, keeps us immune a bit more, and we build a toughness, resilience. So wash your hands definitely after you go to the toilet and when you get home, but yeah, that's kind of what I meant by that. There's no such thing as boy stuff or girl stuff. There's only stuff. 100%. Yes, I wanted to do something cool with this where I put boys in pink and girls in blue just to show that kind of disconnect, and 100% I agree. We don't, like, just because something is girly does not mean that a boy cannot play with it, and vice versa. I think we are breaking down that stigma, which is super, super cool, and I just think as long as you're not hurting anyone or yourself, then go for it. Never miss an opportunity to tell someone you love them. This is a big one for me. I got this actually from my dad's mum, who had a fridge magnet that said this exact thing, and it actually looked very similar to this. And I wanted to pay homage to that because I don't think I ever got to tell my little Nan, which is what we called her, how much she meant to me. And I don't even think I knew how much she meant to me because I was very young when she passed away. But this quote that I got from her fridge magnet has stayed with me. And nowadays when I talk to my mom, I talk to my brother, I talk to my dad, you know, it's like we don't know how long we have together, and particularly because I don't live near them anymore, I'm always constantly telling them how much they mean to me, and I start doing that with friends as well, because you don't want them to, God forbid, pass away or something and you live with regret. I try to live every day like no regrets and know that I did the most that I could to let people know what they meant to me, and that's that. Don't fear failure, fear not trying anything at all. 100%, I still vibe with this one all the way. Fear not going out there and living your dreams. Fear being a side character in your own goddamn story. Don't fear going out there and trying. That's how I got Chill Out Festival. I went out there and tried, and I made many mistakes in the lead up to that event, but I did the work and it worked for me. So don't fear failure, fear not trying anything at all. Take pride. Take pride in your appearance, take pride in your interests, take pride in your voice, and take pride in yourself. 100%, 100%. Take pride, own what you do, feel good about it, and know that it's you. That is special. Don't stop asking until you fully understand. This one scares me a little bit still. 100%, don't stop asking until you fully understand. You should be asking all the questions you can so you don't make mistakes, so you can be the most equipped with all the knowledge you need. This is a big one. It's just a bit of a mind hurdle to do because sometimes you feel the room pressure intensify and it's like you feel the need to shut up sometimes because people are looking at you and they're like, come on, this seminar needs to wrap up, but you still have questions. So if you're in a situation like that where you're in a room of people and you can tell that everyone's getting a bit tired and they want it to wrap up, then make mental notes of what you want to ask and go up to the person afterwards and have more of a 1v1 conversation, right? So, but yeah, always ask questions. Don't waste time away on money because you'll miss out on life. Yeah, this is a tough one. The older I get, the more I see how complicated this one is. Obviously, I feel like I make the most of life. I feel like I do get out there and I do go and do all the things that I want to do, but I also know that money is sometimes a big reason for why I can do the things I want to do. So I do have to sometimes, do the work to get the money. And yeah, and sometimes I do doom scroll, particularly on Instagram. So that's a big one too. And I am sometimes missing out on a bit of this, but I do feel that I'm aware of it and I'm trying to get a healthy life balance. And that's a start, right? So yeah, this one's complicated. It's complicated. It's a lot more complicated now that I'm 24 than it was when I was 18. Remember to not live life through your phone. As I was just saying, I do sometimes doom scroll and that's not always a good thing. Sometimes doom scrolling is not good. But you can also sometimes get inspiration for new ideas. So yeah, but try when you're with people to be with them, right? Like look them in the eye, talk to them. Don't go on your phone if you're with actual people, and particularly when you haven't seen someone for a while. Just keep your phone away, keep it down, face down on the table, check it periodically, but yeah, don't live on it. Try to get out and touch grass. We get to choose when, where, and how to place our puzzle pieces. This was a pretty cool one actually when I did it. Funny note, I got lazy with this puzzle pieces and I used the Twilight. I basically traced the Twilight cover of the official illustrated guide for this because I was really lazy that day. I do remember that. But yeah, this one was basically saying in life, we get to choose what happens to us. And this one was a little optimistic. I do think we get to in some respects, but in some other respects, I feel like sometimes it is up to chance. Like we don't always get to choose how things go. Like if we audition for something, we don't always get a say whether we get that. We can try our best, but we don't always get it. But I think effectively where I was going with this is we get to choose what we can control and we can go after the things that we can control and we do have power over that. So yeah, I do like this one. But I think it's a bit more nuanced the older I get. It's only the end when you give up trying to make it a new start. Kind of following on from the puzzle piece one. Yeah, this one I kind of agree with. It's only the end when you give up trying to make it a new start is true. I also feel sometimes you decide that you're going to end something because you're like, it's just not working, and it's not necessarily defeat, but it's more a resolution. It's like a peace. It's like I'm done with that aspect of life. And sometimes it's a choice to end something, and other times it's you've given up and you just don't want to. So I think this one's quite nuanced as well. But I think I get what it's trying to say still. Okay, tip, at the start of each day, this is another one of these at the start of each day ones. I do a few of these. It's basically like a series of things you can do at the start of each day to make your day better. The last one was like make your bed and keep your room tidy. This one is speak out loud 3 things you're grateful for. Yeah, I don't do this every day, to be honest. I think sometimes 3 things per day is quite a lot, and Yeah, but I do try to always remind myself of different things throughout the day, but I don't necessarily start the day with 3 things that I'm grateful for. But what would I be grateful for today? I think I'm grateful for myself for moving to Melbourne because I'm loving living here. I'm grateful for my family and friends at the moment. They're we're all in such a good place, and I'm very grateful for music, I think. And I'm just very grateful. So I think those would be my 3 things. The importance of express, believe, action. Now this one I wrote in like a bio down below the post, but this one actually has come a lot further than that. This one has become my slogan for my music. It's become everything. And I actually have a video on my Instagram page. I have a video explaining this, and I also, in the chill out video that I posted where I did a whole performance, I break this down in that video. So I'll leave some links to that there, and you go and check it out there, because I don't need to explain it here. But effectively, it's just express, believe, and action your goals. Wait, let's get this right. Anything's possible. If you know, you know. Effectively, in year 7, I was cast in my school's showcase of Zeusical the musical, and I was cast as Jojo, who is one of the 3 leads, along with Horton and the Cat in the Hat. And effectively, that character was so... The reason I enjoyed playing Jojo was because he was basically an extension of myself. He was a dreamer, believer, creative thinker. He loved bubbles, and that character still influences my music to this day. I sung a song called It's Possible in the Zeusical, and a song called Alone in the Universe, and those 2 songs are really stuck with my core identity, and this was basically my ode to that, whilst also saying that anything is possible, and I still believe anything's possible. A good example is my sister, like 2 weeks ago, was like, Callum, I want to learn a Rubik's Cube, and I have till Wednesday next week to learn it for a school project. Can you please help me? And I was a bit silly, and I said, look, go for it, 100% try to get this, but you might not be able to achieve it in that short time frame because it's quite hard. It can be quite challenging, and you have to dedicate a lot of time to it. Anyway, I eventually spoke to my brother, and he goes, Callum, why didn't you tell her to go for it and see how far she gets and tell the class? And I was like, okay, that's a great idea. So I called my sister back the next day, and I'm like, hey, just wanted to say that, you know, if you don't get it, why don't you just do this? And she said, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I was like, cool. Literally, she learned how to do the whole thing by that Wednesday. She learned how to do a Rubik's Cube in like a week and a half. So anything is possible, even when people, me, tell you otherwise. All right, this one's cute. It's an elephant on the moon with stars all around it. I really like this one. And it says this: every creature deserves life, and whilst elephants are magnificent creatures, they're going extinct. Nothing lasts forever, but we can do better than to wipe them out of the universe. I don't know what was going on. I was probably stoned. So yeah, elephants are magnificent creatures. They are magnificent. And apparently they're going extinct. I did not know that. And I don't know if they still are. I need to fact check that later, but I might leave a little yes or no button up here, let you know. There's no love without freedom, no freedom without love. That's what that one is from, that song. Basically, I was just listening to that song and I thought it'd be fun to write a positive think about it, and I still like it. Today, do something bold. Yeah, 100%, still love this one. I've got this one on my phone, actually. It's like you can get a widget on your iPhone, and this is my yellow page motivational thing. So today's do something bold. I look at it every day and I'm like, all right, today, what did I do that was bold? It's a bit of a secret, but I reached out to a musician to ask if they would join me in a song. So that was bold. Encourage others when you see them improving. I do this at work in my support work role. I am always encouraging my participants, my clients to, keep up the good work, keep going. And I do this as well at the radio show. The co-host I'm with, when I see that they do something cool, I'm always like, oh, that's awesome, I'd like to learn, or all that kind of stuff. So I still do this all the time. My sister with the Rubik's Cube, lots of encouragement. So I still do that. And I would hope people do the same for me. Okay, I was in my feels. We Gen Z are not weak for wanting change. We're not naive. We instead recognize that past attempts haven't been successful and we demand a new approach. Amen. That is effectively what this is. We're not weak, because I grow up now and I'm hearing a lot of people going, oh, this next generation's weak. I don't believe we are. I think we just are sick of the status quo and we want a new approach. And I think we can get it, and that's what we're trying to do. So that's what that is, and I still definitely vibe with it. All right, this is the last one for this video. Stop being afraid of seeing realistic representations of different groups of people. Online, TV, movies, ads, real life, books, media, school. Yep. 100%. Stop being afraid to see it, and I think we've come such a long way with this. I feel like when I wrote this, we were very still kind of afraid to see gay men in movies, or diversity and all this stuff. And I think nowadays we're not as afraid of it, and we are starting to understand why it's important. And yeah, so stop being afraid of seeing realistic representations of different groups of people. 100%. They exist, they're out there. And that was the first book, Daily Positive Things, finished. That was part 2. Again, if you like any of these positive things, I do have merch with the positive things on them. This one, it's not hard, just time consuming. Love that one. And yeah, 100% go to my merch store on my website and definitely give them a check. They are all available. And we'll do part 3, beginning the second book, someday soon. So yeah, this has been really fun. I'm loving doing this series, and let's continue to self-reflect, evaluate, and express believe action. Oh yes, and as promised, the whistling.